All Access with Michael, Alisa, week 2. How you feeling, broadcast
Feeling
star?
great. Feeling great. All I have to say is fear the Fua and let Fua fish.
Yes. Let's start the UConn recap with that. Alani Fua makes a great play, then decides to ride in front of the official, cast a line out. What the heck?
What was film like with that play?
Oh, man, we loved it. Coaches obviously didn't like it. I think K-Pop, wanted to be, pretty stern, but he kind of chuckled a little bit. He's like, okay, just don't do that anymore. But, I feel like that was kind of like a telling story of the team overall. We were loose, confident, just having fun out there. And that's when you're playing your best.
I thought that was really funny that he did that. When the penalty happened, I was like, come on, man. Because it was one of, 80 penalties or something in the game. But you guys know, right? Okay, if I make a play, the camera's on me. This is my, I do something, but I don't want to get a penalty. You're aware, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But, we've all seen, the U of old, Miami. Those guys are out there, shooting guns and doing lassos to each other. I don't know, but, they're just having fun, and they dominated. But I think you got to have that attitude, just enjoying the game, enjoying every moment.
I have to be honest, I kind of miss that. Don't you? Don't you miss the
I
celebration factor?
Yeah.
It's so funny. But whatever. What did you learn specifically about your team reviewing all of the film against UConn?
Well, I think that together we have a pretty great group of guys, and what we've noticed is that we have depth. And I don't think we've ever had this much depth at BYU before. Every position across the board, receivers, outside linebackers, middle linebackers, offensive linemen, there's just depth everywhere, even quarterback. And, we liked how Taysom played. It kind of fired us all up. We finally have a quarterback who's just dominating and putting drives together. Didn't make any errors. So that was inspiring to see and, gave us a lot of comfort going into this game.
And you got off to a fast start, and I think that's part of what maybe lended itself to energy on the defense is, hey, we got a 14-0 lead. We're 5.5 minutes in.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you didn't need any more points. But Taysom is probably the guy that has to set the tone, right? Because he has the ball in his hands on offense.
Yeah. So if an offense can start fast and early in the game, then you're definitely setting the tone for the game. And that was huge, what he did.
As you look at the UConn Husky game and you prepare now for Texas, which is let's face it, it's the game on the schedule right now. So much is riding on this game, what could be a very special season, and it's, they're bent on revenge and all this stuff. How do you transition now from feeling confident, good one at UConn, into full-on let's get ready for Texas mode? Yeah,
biggest game of the season, no doubt. And, there's a lot of media going around about they're out for revenge. Last year was a fluke. I don't know, whatever people are saying, but we're not listening to that. All we're focusing on is just dominating Texas and dominating the guy across from you. Coach Manel was talking yesterday about Alabama's head coach. He said, he read his book. And one of the things he tells his players, he doesn't focus on winning. He's focusing on dominating the guy across from you every play. And so we're kind of going through this game just these are all 5-star recruits. Yeah, they're great athletes. Yeah, it's Texas. They kind of have that stigma. But, just fight. Be a dog and go after it.
Okay, I know that you want to not mention or look at 2013 as a reference, but it has to be a reference of confidence that you can dominate, like you say, right?
Oh, yeah. They're not unbeatable. Yeah, yes, they're a BCS school, and yes, they're the Texas Longhorns, and they're a big deal, but they're not unbeatable. So, yeah, looking back at 2013, it does give us that confidence. But this is a new year, new team, new coaching staff. So, yeah. I mean, there is that extra boost of ego, but you got to suppress that and go into each play thinking, this is a new play, this is a new moment, new game, new everything.
You and your defensive teammates get the news that their starting quarterback, David Ash, who's a great passer, is now out with concussion-like symptoms. He might never play football again. We don't know. Then their center, Dominic Espinoza, who has started every game over the last 3 years, breaks his right ankle. Without their center and out their quarterback, what was your reaction when you heard that news?
You're never excited about injuries unless you're going to play against a team that had the injuries. No, just kidding. But seeing
real talk.
Yeah, real talk, honestly. But seeing the center go down, I think that was a little more, okay, so we're going to do better against the run, against plugging some holes because he's definitely a leader on their offensive line. But the quarterback going down, I think I look back at Cody Vass from Oregon State when he came in as a backup quarterback
2012
and just dominated, in our house. And I feel like we went into that game thinking, oh, they have a backup quarterback. We're going to win this game, no doubt, you know. And that is a good lesson to learn from. Don't take a backup quarterback for granted, you know. Take him seriously. And this quarterback that they have coming in, Swoops. Great name, by the way.
Tyrone Swoops.
Tyrone Swoops. Like, I mean, you got to go pro with that name. But
in basketball.
Yeah, definitely.
Distant relative of Cheryl.
That is a true story.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. But he is a good athlete. He has a great arm, good scrambler. He's fast. 6'4", what is he, 240?
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Big kid, yeah. So he's going to be a tough guy to bring down. So not taking him lightly at all.
Clearly, he's different than David Ash. Ash, what are you doing to prepare for him right now in practice when you have like a limited time for him to get ready for a guy that maybe you weren't anticipating to play against?
Yeah, so today we went into practice. Coaches took our scout quarterback aside, McCoy, and McCoy Hill, had him scramble more. I said, McCoy, do your check downs, maybe 1, 2, 3, and then start scrambling. Because I think it was yesterday or today, their coach, Texas's coach, compared Swoops to Taysom.
Wow.
As a scrambler.
Careful, buddy.
The big quarterback that likes to scramble. And so, you know, if we're like, okay, if we're going against another Taysom-like quarterback, then we better be ready because Taysom is legit.
I can all but guarantee that Tyrone Swoops will not rush for 259 yards. Is that a safe assumption? We buried the lead here in journalism where you don't want to bury the lead. You had a sack, and then the next play forced the quarterback to throw it into the ground. How proud of those two plays in the whole game were you? Were you of you? Is that right?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Those two plays. Talk?
Please.
That's terrible journalism.
React.
Speak.
It was just a blast. I was just reacting and having fun out there. Like I said, we were all just out there just, you know, feeling the ambience and enjoying the music and the crowd cheering. And for me, it was my first time being on the defensive side of the ball in a game since 2008. And
wow.
I loved every second of it. And I was just out there just doing my thing, like they say. And it was really a true blessing because 3 months ago I couldn't even jog because I just had my procedure done on my groin and I was still coming back from these injuries and now I'm out here rushing the quarterback and getting the sack.
Did you say 3 months ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was that close.
Yeah. When we talked last week, you said, you know what? I found kind of a comfortable place to know how I act on the field. I'm going to enjoy this more. Mm-hmm. So you enjoyed it Friday? You felt that?
Yes.
Like, hey, I'm taking this in, you know?
My comfort zone, my in the zone is being loose, confident, and just like in the moment, just enjoying every moment of it.
Do you feel like that's translating to more players on the field? Because from my perspective against UConn, when I was watching on the sidelines, it seems like a lot of guys are taking your approach.
Well, okay. So I'm going to let you in a little secret. I don't know if this is okay if we talk about this.
Yeah,
nobody else is listening.
Just between the three of us. This doesn't go anywhere.
There are no camera operators or anything in here.
So we have a sports psychologist working with the team.
Craig Manning. And gosh, he has been amazing for us because he kind of coaches that. He helps us get in the zone. And what he teaches before the game is just be loose and confident. And we definitely had that going into the game. And I don't think we've ever gone into a game with that much swag, with the lack of a better way to put it. Even Coach Mendenhall is kind of with that same mentality going into games now. And it's just, you know, feeding off of each other and it's consuming the whole team. I love it. Is that because you haven't had as much stress per se quite yet? Do you think that will like maintain through the stressful times?
Well, and that's what it's to avoid. Yeah, avoid the stress.
I mean, you had a lead and
Rise
you're playing
above it.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you don't have a lead and you're not playing well, it's a little harder maybe to be that same way.
Well, I think I could argue that this past game, UConn could have been pretty stressful. East Coast, we haven't done well against East Coast teams in the past. Last year we lost against Virginia, a team that we should have beaten but didn't. And here's a team that was, you know, better than Virginia, and you know, it could have been a great time to get stressful and worked up about how we're going to perform. But I think we went out there and executed well.
Okay.
Now let's talk about your one-armed sack. Okay. Talk about burying the lead, Jerem. Okay. So you bring up the two plays you had. The one-armed sack. Closer review of the tape may have revealed that it might have been a horse collar, Michael.
Was it a horse collar?
Oh gosh. It just all happens so fast, guys. I mean, you can't tell if it's a jersey or shoulder pads. It was like maybe like this much of my fingers or like
that is
shoulder
illegal.
pads.
The fingertips.
But like it might have slipped to the jersey.
Oh, okay.
So.
At least
don't know.
at least you didn't try and.
But it wasn't called, so it wasn't.
At least you didn't try and cast off in front of the official there.
Yeah. Which would have been very fitting because it was the hook brought him down.
You mentioned that you're loose and confident and having fun out there. Are you all business on the field, like no wasted breath, or are you saying something to try and have fun on the field, like Max Hall to Austin Collie on the Harvey Unga direct snap in 08? You were on that team. Mm-hmm. He quotes Anchorman. Did you just throw a burrito at me, bro? He said, do you have those moments?
Not so much, because most of the time I'm just trying to catch my breath and make sure I'm just totally ready to go for the next play.
Yeah.
But I am, I'll throw in a little dance move here and there. If the band's playing, I'll kind of bob my head and kind of
between plays.
Between plays, yeah. So if they ever do a hurry up offense, I probably won't be able to do that. But we had some time against UConn in between plays, so it was nice.
There are some people in BYU Sports Nation, I guarantee, because I know a few of them and have talked to a few of them, that are like, I'm afraid that we're going to be too confident because they have some injured players out and we're going to overlook Texas, whatever. What would you say to those people about the mentality of BYU football approaching Texas? Where is your mentality as a team?
So we are loose. We are confident. But this is a business trip. Make no mistake about that. And we are not taking Texas lightly at all. And every day we've been out there just pounding it. I'm sore and I'm tired, but we're all bought in and we're all, just totally just down to spend this much time and this much energy preparing for Texas, because we know this is the biggest game of the season. No doubt about it.
Michael, we grant you some BYU Sports Nation karma to take with you to Austin.
And I'll pass it on to the team. Thank you.
It's actually just for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We hope the team plays well, but it's just for you.
Awesome.
It's given to you again. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. BYU Football All Access with Michael, Alisa. Great to have you, man. Good luck in Texas.
Thank you very much.